The temporal bone is on the side of the skull. Just think of the temples on each side that occur on each side of the skull. This whole piece right here, including that and underneath, is all part of the temporal bone. If I turn the skull this way, you can see on that side and also on this side there are two depressions. That's called the mandibular fossa. That's where the jawbone or the mandible articulates and connects to the skull. The external acoustic meatus is that opening right here. It's a passageway into the temporal bone that actually forms the ear canal. The zygomatic process of the temporal bone. I'm going to go back to this arch. This whole thing is called the zygomatic arch. The piece right here in the front, which is part of the zygomatic bone, is actually called the temporal process. This part in the back is called the zygomatic process, and both together form what's called the zygomatic arch. So the zygomatic process is actually part of the temporal bone. The mastoid process is this big structure right here that hangs down in the back. It's actually behind the ears. If I turn it that way, you can barely see. Here's the one on this side. Here's the one on that side. That's called the mastoid process. The internal auditory or acoustic meatus is actually inside the skull. You have to take the lid off. If I turn it right here, you can barely see there's an opening right here on the inside of this ridge. And there's one on that side. That's the internal acoustic meatus, the inner ear canal. And if you turn the skull this way, you can actually see what look like teeth under here. Those are called the styloid process. A styloid process is like a tip on a pencil or something. That's it.